What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video today. We are discussing injury news. Unfortunately, Robert Saleh spoke with the media and we found out more about the New York Jets injuries, and it's not great news, which was kind of expected. I guess maybe Connor McGovern you could list as it's better news than we may have originally expected, but overall not great. Everyone's going to miss time. So Coach Robert Saleh first started with Al Woods, who did confirm that he tore his Achilles and he is done for the season at 36 years old and on the defensive line. That is much different than Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old and at quarterback. Like, it's just, I feel for the guy. I really do. He was having a really good year, and sneaky going to be a really big need for this New York Jets team. I was on with Proud NY Jets and Jeremy Jets Chaos earlier today on Nick's channel, Proud NY Jets. And we were talking about Al Woods and the injury, and I think sneaky that's going to be a pretty big deal, losing him. Now, there are, I don't want this to sound harsh, there are other spots that you really could not afford to lose. The defensive line is one where you could probably afford to lose somebody, but the problem is Al Woods is one of their best run defending linemen, and like he's just, your beefy guy in the middle who's going to eat up the run. With him out, that makes life a little bit more challenging, finding that pure run stopping guy who you're going to be able to play on the interior. So that's not ideal.
I'm just going to cover the injuries real quick. Al Woods confirmed he'll be out for the season with an Achilles. Connor McGovern's dealing with his knee. He's going to go to IR. He does have a chance to return. And then Wes Schweitzer is dealing with a calf. He's also going to go to IR with a chance to return later in the season.
Robert Saleh goes on to say that both McGovern and Schweitzer are going on IR, which that means they're going to miss a minimum of 4 games. So they will be out for the game against the Chargers, the Raiders, the Bills, and then the Dolphins. Those are the next 4 games on the slate for the New York Jets. 4 important games. They're all conference games, and I know every single game is important, but you have 2 divisional games, 2 games against teams in the Jets conference that are fighting for a wild card spot. It's really, really, really important that the New York Jets stack as many wins as humanly possible right now. McGovern at center, losing him stinks because, well, just in general, it stinks to lose anybody, but Joe Tippmann is also out right now. We'll see if he's good to go. Robert Saleh mentioned last week that he's a quick healer. Didn't practice at all last week. We'll find out later this week, probably by Wednesday, if he is practicing and what that situation's like. Maybe slightly better, slightly more optimistic because it's a Monday night game and you get an extra day. That's a positive spin in this spot, but the Jets are in dire need of some offensive line help because they have lost so many bodies, again, for the second year in a row, specifically on that offensive line. AVT gone for the year. McGovern's going to be out. Schweitzer's going to be out. Dwayne Brown went down. They've Joe Tippmann. They've faced a ton of injuries. I hope they get some guys back, but they might need to add, whether it's, I don't think it's going to be a trade. Robert Saleh's direct quote when being asked about trading for an offensive lineman, no one is trading offensive linemen, said they're scarce throughout the league. He's right about that. It is going to be significantly more challenging to add offensive line than many other positions for the New York Jets. I think, just me spitballing here, what I would do, I'd reach out to Lyle Collins again. I know they had him in for a workout. He's a tackle, which doesn't help snapping the ball, but can you get Ben Jones on the phone? Ben Jones had some concussion issues. I understand that. He's not with the team right now, but he is someone who has familiarity with Keith Carter, worked with him in Tennessee, and has played at a good level when he's healthy and on the field. And this is in case of emergency situation. This is not, hey, let's go into the year trying to rely on the guy who has concussion problems. This is we're on our 4th string center. More on him in a second because he was a big story from this game actually. Let's see if we could maybe try something and see if they squeeze any life left out of him in his playing career, that is. So I would really consider reaching out. Again, I don't know if he's going to be good to go. I don't know what his status is, how healthy he's been. Like, I've seen people ask about Taylor Lewan. I don't know if you have seen pictures of Taylor Lewan recently or videos. He looks like he's lost about 100 pounds. He is like downright thin. I don't think he's in offensive lineman shape right now, which, I mean, good for him for dropping the weight, but I don't think he's a realistic option. Yeah, the Jets are in a bad spot. But Robert Saleh spoke on Xavier Newman, who was the guy who came in and was snapping for the New York Jets after Wes Schweitzer went down in this game and had a really big play at the end of the game, was able to set the ball, and then the referee came in and set it. I know there was some controversy, or some were saying that it wasn't set properly. It was set properly. You read the rule, if the ref goes over, he had the ability to move it. It was in the right spot, so all he had to do was touch the ball and get out of there. Again, he had the ability. He could have moved it back. He could have moved it forward. He could have left, right, whatever. He didn't. He touched it and got out of the way. And the Jets snapped the ball and spiked it and tied up the game. I don't know what else we could possibly say here. Don't know what else we could possibly say on that one, but Xavier Newman is an option to start.
Right now, we have who we have. X is obviously he's definitely going to be an option. Once the smoke clears, dust settles, we add people back to the offensive line room. Again, that's some good conversation for you guys to have with Joe tomorrow. But once everything settles down, thankfully, like I said, we got the extra day. We'll have time to sort it all out.
Offensive line's in tough shape now. It's in really tough shape, and I get it. They were not supposed to be in this position. Max Mitchell at right tackle is going to be playing right tackle this week. Mekhi Becton's going to be fine on the left side. Hopefully he has a bounce back game, because I thought he struggled against Kayvon Thibodeau. And Tomlinson will be at left guard. There are just major question marks about who's going to be playing at center and who is going to be playing at right guard. The Jets also had, I almost said Willie Colon. It's not Willie Colon. They had Billy Turner. Thank you. There we go. I don't know where my mind was going on that one. Billy Turner came in and played some right guard. He does have the flexibility to kick inside and play guard if need be. He did it in Green Bay 2 years ago. So who knows? Maybe he ends up playing. But offensive line rotation continues. Let me know your thoughts on the injury news in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.